Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Nittani Draws. My name's Brittany Copley and I'm going to be working on a speed paint today, which is Persephone of the Flowers. This first piece is, this was recorded a really long time ago, but I kept having trouble getting the video to work, and then I had it on my old channel and I didn't upload it properly and it just didn't work. So I re-downloaded it, I re-edited it, and I'm putting it up on this channel because I really loved the way that this piece turned out in the end, even though the video quality is not the best. So bear with me on that. So with this one, you're going to see me from sketch all the way up through full color. So there's some sections that are missing. I don't have a full inking of this. I inked it off camera and didn't realize that the camera was off when I inked it. So you're going to see this sketching here. I usually do probably 2 layers of sketching, where the first one is like a very rough sort of idea of where things are going to go, and then the second one is starting to refine more of the details and add things in that I would like to keep for later, but a lot of times those details get changed and altered during the inking process. So you can see at the beginning of this, the flowers in her hair are folded up. The flowers are a little less detailed. There's less of them. There aren't a lot of details in the hair, and that's because I usually fill that in once I go in with the micron pen. So this character is Persephone. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, and she's the reason that we have the seasons. Demeter was the goddess of the harvest, and when her daughter Persephone gets taken by Hades, she becomes super depressed and then throws the world into cold weather and winter and yuck. And during the springtime, Persephone gets to come home, and when she comes home, then the weather comes back to being pretty and nice again because Demeter is happy again. In the later stories, Persephone goes on to become very happy with her position as the Queen of Hell. And when she becomes happy with her position as the Queen of Hell, her relationship with her mother changes as she becomes a woman. She's no longer the child that she was when she first was taken by Hades, and she misses hell when she leaves. It's not really hell, but you know, it's called Hades, but it's easier than saying Hades for both. So when she comes back home, she starts to miss Hades and hell while she's there, and so it becomes a little bit of a mixed blessing for her, even though her mother is really happy to have her. So this is where that switchover happens when I didn't show the inking. I think the inking turned out really nice in this. I used a lot of different layers. I think I probably did 3 or 4 layers of inking with this, simply because there was so much detail. I was looking at a lot of reference photos to do this pomegranate, and I only had probably 15 different colors of Copics at this point, maybe even less, I don't even know. This is one of the first things that I ever did with Copic marker, and I was still layering it the way that I layer watercolors, which I think worked out really well in the end, but there are definitely some differences in the way that I make things now with Copics versus how I did back then. I even used the blender marker. I don't even touch that anymore. Deciding on the color for her hair was really difficult because a lot of times I feel like the Copic blonde tones that they have are just so uber yellow, and I can't find anything that's working for me to give it sort of a natural-ish shade. So I ended up having to go with this really bright color, even though I wasn't super thrilled about it. In the end, it turned out okay, but I would have preferred it to be more of a sandy yellow. Even though she is like summertime incarnate, it would be nice to have something that's a little less pow in your face comic book color, but I think in the end it worked out well. Also, I used up the entire pen in this piece because it's huge. It's an 11 by 14, so there's a lot of color on this page, and I went through probably 2 full markers for this. I did the yellow, and I think I completely ran out of the yellow at the end of this. I'm probably running out of yellow at this point in the video. And then I also completely destroyed my red pen later on when I'm coloring in that wavy piece of material. I had intentions of originally drawing another piece in this series of Persephone once she'd embraced her role as the queen of Hades, and I never really got to it. And lately I've been kind of debating coming back and doing that again, but I don't know. Maybe I'm past the Greek Goddesses series? I don't know. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know. I've said it. I don't know a lot. That was me testing out different blends of the different colors of what I want to add. So for this, I'm adding some little like small notes of really, 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 really bright yellow there just to give some sort of depth. I'm using skin pink, I think, here. I wish I had written all of this down because, like I said, I recorded this probably 2 years ago, so who knows. This is where the battery died, and I didn't notice, so I came back later and then realized it wasn't recording and then fixed it. So, yeah, missed a whole section of the video, but I think it still works. This is that red marker I was saying I completely destroyed by the end of this, but I think it looks really, really nice, and I'm glad that I went for it instead of being a wuss and being like, I don't want to destroy my pen. I'm glad I really went for it. I had a hard time deciding on the color for this choker thing. In the end, I ended up going with something that reminded me of Hades because Hades is dark and sad and everything else about her is so bright and happy, and I needed something to remind us that there's a reason that the flowers are everywhere and there's a reason why she's looking backward. So many little dots and bits and teeny tiny things, and I love my gel pen. Oh my god, the gel pen is the best thing that's ever happened to art ever. More of the detail shots, and here she is all finished. You can see all the little bits and pieces that went into this. There's lots of detail in her. She's an 11 by 14, so it gave me more space to really work on her. So I'm really happy with how she turned out. If you're interested in purchasing her, she's available on Store Envy. There are also prints available in 8 by 11 and 11 by 14. So pop on over there. Thank you so much. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you come back to visit again. Bye-bye.